What is going on, everybody? It is another Friday at 5. It is Ryan Herget sitting here with my main man, Greg Mayo. Greg, what is going on this week?
I tell you what, dude, this week we decided to do something different.
We did.
Because, now we have a real sponsor.
Like, for a while now, actually.
But in the beginning, we didn't.
Well, I feel like we did, but I feel like they were they were entertaining. Let's go with the word entertaining.
So, and some of them didn't last very long.
Yeah, I mean, week to week. We were week to week when we were getting started out, right?
Right.
It's
we
like
didn't know
anything.
if we were going to last.
It's like, hey, we're trying to figure this whole thing out.
And so we ended up with a long-standing sponsor relationship now with Stacey Mayo and the Scott Miller team at Ruoff.
Thankfully, they've taken some great value away from the podcast. However, prior to that, I feel like we struggled to provide value to maybe the foot fungus guy. We maybe struggled with like Bourbon, where they serve like dirty socks guy. I feel we tried, right? We tried to support these guys, but it just didn't go so well. So I felt this episode, and you definitely encouraged that we need to go back and provide value to the people that supported us early on, right?
Exactly right. And for me to show that intense and heartfelt love to Chico's Bail Bonds and Nail Salon.
I mean, Chico's, they did us a lot of favor early on in the series of Blue Collar Real Estate, I feel.
Oh,
right?
yeah. And now Chico's ghosted me ever since. But his cousin, Luis's Taco Truck and Gynecological Spa.
I mean, at least Luis decided to step up. I appreciate Luis.
He really
did. And his taco spa and gynecological truck. I feel like he's done a lot of value for the show over the years. Or at least last month or two.
Dare I say he's done a halibut.
So for this episode of Blue Collar Real Estate, we are going to bring to you our favorite edition of all of the sponsors that maybe, they tried to support us, but, they maybe fell a little bit short. Their businesses maybe didn't last as long as they had hoped when they opened them up. So we're going to share with you all of the sponsors that originally supported Blue Collar Real Estate in this episode, right, Greg?
Exactly right. So stay tuned, watch it, have a laugh with us and at our expense. Enjoy your Friday evening, and we'll talk soon. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Blue Collar Real Estate. I'm Greg Mayo.
And I'm Ryan Herget.
Hey, we've got a lot to talk about today, but before we dig in, go ahead and subscribe, rate, and review, and leave us a comment if you had one. We'd love to hear from you. Today's episode is brought to you by Chico Bail Bonds and Nail Salon. If you're waiting to bond out a loved one and notice you have bad cuticles or snaggle toes, stop on in. We have a mani-pedi discount with every bond out we do for a family member. So, Ryan, what are we doing today?
Am I supposed to laugh on... Oh, you totally got me off guard with that. But
today's episode brought to you by Jerry's House of Pancakes and Colonoscopy Center. Because after an invasive procedure by a bunch of strangers, nothing sounds better than a hot stack of flapjacks. That's Jerry's.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
Huh?
Where do you?
It's a real thing, or it should be. What I'm doing is giving business ideas to the community.
I love that. You're a giver. You're a giver.
I am a giver.
Love that. We'll take it.
But beyond the colonoscopy, what are we doing today?
Well.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Blue Collar Real Estate. I'm Greg Mayo.
And I'm Ryan Herget.
Hey, we got a lot to cover today, but before we dig in, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review, and leave us a comment if you have one. We'd love to hear from you.
Especially about Greg.
Right. Today's episode is brought to you by Bob's Bourbon Barn and Barber College. Do you want to sip a nice bourbon while you get your hair cut by a drunken barber? Bob's Bourbon Barn and Barber College, say that 5 times fast, is a place for you, or maybe you just like alliteration. I don't know. I
got nothing. I'm done. And that wraps up episode.
Thanks, folks. Hear from you. Today's episode is brought to you by Luis's Taco Truck and Mobile Gynecology Office, where you can get fresh street food and your annual exam all in the same truck.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
It's a thing. Look for it in a parking lot near you.
Oh, my word. Oh, my gosh.
Anyway, what are we doing?
I need a woo-saw moment right here to bring myself back.
We'd love to hear from you. Today's show brought to you by Smitty's 24-hour dental clinic and Brazilian waxing spa. Because nothing takes your mind off a root canal like having a Brazilian wax done. Am I right, Ryan?
I couldn't agree.
So call to make an appointment or just walk in. You likely will not walk out. So what are we doing today?
I'm lost again. How do I start from that? Every single time you get me, I'm like, and now I know it's coming, and I'm still lost.
That's why I don't tell you in advance.
So there we go. So Smitty's is good. Apparently, I've never been there, but I'm sure based on Greg's experience, it's phenomenal, right?
Yeah, no, it was great.
Welcome to another edition of Blue Collar Real Estate. I'm Ryan Herget.
And I'm Greg Mayo. Hey, today is our first live episode, dude.
I'm a little nervous. I got to be honest. I'm a little nervous about this.
Well, all 6 of the people out there watching right now are excited that we're going live. We got a great topic today. But before we get into the topic, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review, right? Very important.
Those are the rules.
Today's episode is brought to you by Fisciolini's Pizza Buffet and Roman Bathhouse.
What?
Pizza Buffet and Roman Bathhouse.
Nice.
Look, if you're going to eat with strangers, why not bathe with them? Am I right? Anyway, dude, always leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Today's episode brought to you by Mortimer's Veterinary Clinic and Taxidermy Shop. If we can't fix Fluffy, we'll stuff her.
Oh, man, I got nothing today.
Well, I was hunting this week.
You were hunting this week. Did you catch anything good?
I didn't catch anything. I shot it.
You shot it?
Shot some pheasant, which is funny because my oldest son told my youngest son when we got back that I only wounded it. And the picture with me holding it like this.
You got it.
Was
you wrestled it down at the end, did you?
That's what he told my 17-year-old, that I choked it out, which I thought was fantastic.
That's a better story there. So, I need to share just a very interesting tidbit. And that was I borrowed a Diet Coke when I was at the office this morning, Greg. And here's a fun fact that most people I don't think are aware of. And that is that, do you know that Diet Coke has an expiration date on it?
Probably right when it's made, but no, go ahead.
I'm like, how does this happen? And for anybody wondering, Diet Coke that expired in November of 2018 is not very good. So I don't encourage anybody to drink one of those that is a year old right now. So anyway, that's our fun fact. What are we doing today, Greg?
I would suggest that Diet Coke that's fresh off the line probably doesn't taste very good, but
but kind of bring people up to speed on kind of what we've been doing to help this gentleman get his house ready to rock and roll here in a week.
Okay, so this has been fantastic.
We've had fun.
It's been a great time getting the tool belts back on. A nice reminder how incredibly out of shape I really am. But before we do, don't forget, found you. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Leave a comment. Again, we'd love to hear from you, and unless you're a butthead, interact with you. Today's episode brought to you by Stanley's Sushi Buffet and Laundromat.
Yeah.
Because if you eat at our buffet and fill your belly, we'll help you clean your pants. So that's kind of where we're going with that.
Oh, I'm sure that's a good place. I'm sure they get lots of traffic in there. So
today's episode brought to you by Walt's Haberdashery and Food Delivery Service. Because not only is haberdashery fun to say, but having a mobile tailor that brings you a sandwich too.
Why not?
I don't see the downside.
Kill two birds, one stone, right?
Isn't that a fun word, haberdashery?
I've never even. I'm like sitting in the studio today. I'm like learning all kinds of stuff that I didn't even like words I didn't know. Apparently, I need to go back to 3rd grade and pick up some new vocab.
Today's episode, by the way, brought to you by Willy's Burgers and Alligator Spay Neuter Clinic.
Oh boy.
Down on Sunset Beach in St. Petersburg, Florida. So have one of the best burgers in town while you get your gator fixed.
There you go. There you go. I've never tried gator, have you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm scared of it.
Alligator tail is fantastic. The thing is to eat it, to kill it first.
I would think that would be helpful or interesting.
Yeah.
Or interesting.
They wrestle gators.
On this and show people what's up.
And today's episode, by the way.
Oh, boy. What'd you come up with today?
Brought to you by Walt's Port-o-potty and Food Delivery Service.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Depending on what you order, they'll wait. I think you know what I'm saying. So we're happy to have them on board as sponsors.
Man. Good living. Good living. So,
first of all, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Big Mike's Mobile Karaoke Bar and Inspection Service.
You got to love Big Mike and inspections there.
Because if you can drink, have someone serenade you and do your home inspection, I don't see the downside.
That sounds like a good day. Nothing's going wrong at that home inspection for sure.
So we'd like to thank Big Mike for coming on out.
But I know you've got a little bit to cover before we dive into the nuts and bolts of today's episode.
Yeah, well, the first thing we need to talk about is this week's sponsor.
Who came on board this week with us?
Well, this week we've got Smart Money Distillery and Sports Betting Facility.
Oh, I would like that one.
Because there's nothing like some homemade moonshine to help you make the right decisions with gambling. Before we get into the buyers, we got to talk about today's sponsor.
Oh, boy. Who came on board this week?
This week, I'm so excited to announce we have Lenny's Soup Truck and Septic Cleanout Service.
Oh, well, that's a great combination, don't you think?
Where they promise not to fill your bowl from the wrong tube.
It's a promise. It only happens once or twice a year.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Details, right?
with enough sour cream and crackers, you don't know the difference. This is going to be a lot of fun. I do want to acknowledge our new sponsor today.
We got a new sponsor.
We got a new one for today. I'm excited to have him on, Jimmy's Truck Wash and Hycolonic Spa.
What is hycolonics?
It's a fancy word for enema.
Oh, well, in that case, then
they'll clean your big rig and power wash your colon.
This is
all in the same
this is
stop.
looking good. The show's heading in a really positive direction, I feel.
Look at the lower screen down there. Jason likes that. He wants the address.
Oh, man. Yeah, we'll have to send some referrals their way.
Anyway, there you are. All right, so that's that. That's our sponsors.
I mean, great. I feel like we really try to provide value to these people, right?
And I think we have.
I mean, we tried, and unfortunately, all of their businesses failed, like, immediately. Unfortunately, like, the gynecology and, like, fixing your feet at the same time, like, unfortunately, it wasn't a good idea, but you know what? We tried.
We tried to help. We tried to promote local businesses. Unfortunately, I think we might have picked businesses that were maybe not the right model for success. So anyway, hey, for myself, Greg, for Ryan, we hope you enjoyed this episode and this kind of look back at some of our goofier moments. We hope you have a good weekend, and we will see you next week on
Blue Collar Real Estate. Thank you, everybody. We hope you had fun, because that's why we do this. It's all about having a little fun, a little bit of education, but more importantly, let's just have some fun.
Show Enough.
Enough. Have a great weekend,
See you
everybody.
later.